Control of Congress is up in the air with key races for House and Senate still too close to project. As it stands, Republicans appear likely to take control of the House, but any majority would be razor thin. And they're tied with Democrats in the battle for the Senate at 48 seats apiece. White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks joins me live now for more on that. Mary Alice, what's the latest on these key Senate races?
Yeah, Diane, we will either know control of the Senate in a matter of days or a matter of weeks. There are still two outstanding Senate races in Arizona and Nevada where votes are still being counted. I mean, the reality is we always knew it was going to be a while to get all the votes in there. Those are two states where there's a tradition and history of early voting and mail-in voting. And because the margins are so close in both Arizona and Nevada, each one of those votes matter. So we will see if one party takes both of those states, then that's it. They will have control of the Senate. But in the event that doesn't happen, then all of a sudden that runoff in Georgia matters a whole lot. We know that Georgia, no candidate reached that 50% threshold required in that state. So that, regardless, will go to a runoff in early December. So it is possible that, once again, just like a few years ago, Georgia still decides it all. So those are still the three big Senate races that we are tracking.
Another nail biter. And House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy tells ABC News that he's confident Republicans will at least take control of the House and that he has the votes to be the next speaker. What are you watching for on that front?
Yeah, a few really interesting things there. First, the math still has to work out, flesh its way out. I mean, there are still many races that haven't been called. He's right that it is likely that Republicans will, in the end, have a few more votes than Democrats in the House, that they will have control of that chamber. But if that does happen, it's going to be a really, really thin margin. And then you have the question there about whether he has enough votes in his own conference among Republicans to be speaker. I've spoken to a number of Republicans over the last few weeks who are running for office, who were skeptical about voting for him, and he's really getting it from both sides. There are members of his conference who are much more sort of Trumpy MAGA, who haven't liked Kevin McCarthy, and there's others who are much more moderate, who feel like Kevin McCarthy was too closely aligned with the MAGA movement. So he might have a real battle ahead. He is projecting confidence. He was understood to be the future speaker should Republicans take control. But there are several key races. To that point about being both sides of the party, there's one race out in Colorado. Lauren Boebert, she's really made a name for herself in the Republican Party by being so bombastic, so extreme, often a lot of conspiracy theory. She's really been sort of a thorn in the more establishment part of the party's side. She's in a really tight race to keep her seat. Really, it's looking like it's going to come down to every single vote. Could be a few dozen votes to decide that race. And the other end of the spectrum, there's a member of Congress or someone running for Congress in Connecticut who's much more moderate, who's trying to take a seat up there, who told me that he wasn't sure he'd vote for Kevin McCarthy. So both sides of the party really battling it out still.
All right, we'll watch that closely. Mary Alice Parks, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.